What's up, everyone? Here we go again. We've got Game 4 between Nirvana spawning as the blue Protoss and Glade, aka Moonglade, spawning as the red Zerg. And here we giggity go! Okay, I'm feeling a little bit ludicrous, so this cast might be a little bit silly. But, okay, here we go. And looking like Glade, after that epic finish of the previous game, I'm unsure whether we will see the same opening. I don't think he's going to want this game to go as long as it did. Already seeing Glade mixing it up. No Overlord here, just straight into 10 drones here. Not sure what he's going for. 10 Overlords. This is a bit interesting. Usually we see 9 Overlord from most Zerg players lately, so 10 Overlord's an interesting choice. Curious to see what his build is going to be, and Glade is very capable of mixing it up, as we saw in Game 2, where he threw down that early 7 pull and just threw the game straight into Nirvana's face right from the get-go, and Nirvana barely survived it and hung on and really turned into a humorous game. So interesting so far. No gas yet, looking like saving up, possibly a 14 pull, or it could be an even really aggressive opening and we see a hatchery going down. But no, we do see that pull go down, so that will be picked up straight away by Nirvana, who was well on top of the scouting. And Nirvana is throwing down this forward positioning gateway and throwing 2 gates, so we could see some early pressure here. And this is Xel'Naga Caverns, so one of the new maps from release, not the maps that have been played over and over again in beta. So good to see a game on one of the new maps, and there's lots and lots of expansions on this map. There's expansion all in between this area, on the north side and the south side. There's like your natural, and then you can take your third, which is down behind these destructible rocks, or you can take the aggressive third, which has got destructible rocks on these golds, or you can take what I find is a little bit out of the way, but there's no destructible rocks to clear, so you have to spread so much creep into this area to try and take this additional expansion. Otherwise you're looking at trying to destroy rocks to take what is more of a natural concave and not so obtuse to try and defend. But it's interesting how it mixes it up, how there is these 2 rocks blocking what you would naturally expand to, as opposed to going out of the way and getting these hidden ramp bases, which totally mixes the dynamic of this map completely up. And we are seeing these zealots popping out now and looking like a roach warren being thrown down from Moonglade, recognizing this early placement of these gateways. And I like the positioning of this wall in, so he's kind of forcing the fight to if it comes to his base, to kind of walk around behind those gateways and slip in between these little channels between the pylons. But these zealots coming in now towards Moonglade's base, going to be cutting off reinforcements to this expansion. We may see this wall contained that is popular with Protoss, but no, looking like Nirvana's going to go straight in with these zealots. But the first roach is out now, so looking like he's going to lose one zealot going down. These zealots are going to go down pretty cheaply, pulling out a bunch of lings, but this last zealot's probably going to go one more hit, and the zealot does go down. No more zealots streaming across the map at this point, and a forge going down. So that attack was covering forge fast expand, and these roaches at this level have got a long way to run on Xel'Naga Caverns to get all the way to the other side of the base. So he's trying to chase down this zealot, which he will not get. This zealot has a better pair of shoes there. You're going to have to get some new Nikes Roach. You're never going to catch this zealot. So looking like Nirvana's just totaling up, throwing down these cannons. That's what his strategy was obviously based on, with this wall in. Going to throw cannons up in the gaps, force Zerg units to come in through these channels. And it's a big, wide open expansion. You've got these 2 chokes as well as destructible rocks, so it's a big area to defend, and it can be a bit of a nuisance for these wall-in type strategies, as opposed to steps or even blistering sands and some of the more popular maps. They're just not as open as this. It's kind of got the dual channel that you have to deal with in Metalopolis, but on top of it you have this destructible rocks right onto the side with this big open area, and you can have to defend in so many different ways. And there's also the run around, which you can run all the way around and then come in behind these dead looking trees, which are really so many areas for you to defend. So 45 suspend is a pretty risky opening here from Nirvana, and looking like Moonglade is getting his own expansion now, as we just look at the economic differences, and Glade is already up by 3 drones and his income is really kicking in. So as opposed to this heavy investment, and that's somehow that probe gets through to the main after those queen shots, so he will pick up the lair tech that's going down now. Bunch of drones being pumped for Moonglade. Moonglade is really going heavy economy, which isn't too bad considering he's upping against a turtling Protoss at this point, with Warpgate research almost finished, and possibly scouting here for Nirvana. He doesn't have the minerals bank to throw down a super aggressive third base. I would be very surprised if he was going to take a third base already. So looking like Moonglade trying to get that lair tech online, just looking to spread the creep as much as possible, connect these expansions, which is super important. And we are seeing a sneaky proxy pylon going down behind these reeds, so he's going to be able to reinforce it. And there's so many directions for you to deal with, and Moonglade's working on these rocks, looking at most likely taking his third. And the problem here is, especially with this proxy pylon in place, is units can come and fight you behind a cliff, and for a Zerg defending that, it's just a huge nuisance. And always, and like especially without overlord speed or an overseer to get side up there, you have to run your units around. It's just an absolute pest. We are seeing this proxy pylon being picked up by Moonglade, who's just way on top of the scouting, looking like some expansion harassment trying to come in here. 3 stalkers and 2 sentries. This queen trying to go to work on this group, but they're just coming in and out for Nirvana, who's just harassing at this point. 1 probe on drone almost going down, but a bunch of roaches in now, and I'd expect to see Moonglade spread this creep so he can get that speed advantage. Looking like he might lose this extractor, which is a bit of a heavy loss. Now Nirvana's working on these drones. Needs to be careful these roaches don't cut up his escape, although a bunch of stalkers really needs to take out this proxy pylon. Extractor goes down, but Hydra's coming online now, which will do so well against these gateway units, but this Hydra is taking a lot of damage. He really needs to focus that Hydra. More Hydras coming in, still firing on the roaches, and a couple of stalkers still firing on 1 Hydra, so a little bit of split micro there from Nirvana, not so great. But Moonglade still at a loss to try and push this back. He needs the creep for these Hydra speed to kick in, and these nice attempted to save. He's pulling the probes up to try and defend there, but Nirvana is just using this harassment micro going in and out, constantly harassing. And meanwhile, more Hydras being produced, and he has the no energy on this queen, but this main queen could possibly be pulled out to try and throw down that creep expansion and just try and get that Hydra boost there. But more nuisance harassment coming from Nirvana, attacking this extractor, but Moonglade's on top of it with these Hydras. Gotta be careful, these Hydras at the back aren't firing. 3 Hydras not engaged. These little chokes are really bad for Hydras until he gets that speed upgrade online, but Nirvana is not letting up, constantly attacking.